Firstly, ladies and gentlemen, thank you to Don McGuinness for the opening salve this evening. Tonight, Calacoda, Trident Sports and VIP Promotions proudly present this, an evening of championship boxing. Welcome to you, the viewers, watching live and exclusive on Quesse Sports. The officials have been appointed by the Central Area Council of the British Boxing Board of Control. Steward in charge, sitting proudly at ringside, is Ms. Sally C. This, our first contest, is 6 3-minute rounds of an international lightweight contest. Introducing to you firstly, boxing out of the blue corner, wearing the black coloured shorts trimmed with white. At the weight he scaled 9 stone 8 ounces. His excellent ring record this evening is 76 contests not out. Presenting from Lithuania, here is Simas Volosinas. And opposing him, boxing out of the red corner, wearing the claret coloured shorts trimmed with white. At the weight he scaled 9 stone 8 ounces. His outstanding ring record this evening reads 9 contests, 8 wins. 2 of those wins coming by way of knockout, with just a solitary defeat. Presenting from the superb city of Salford, England, here is Marc Live Wire Leach. Timekeeper of the bell, Chris O'Connor from St Helens. Referee in charge of the action, Mr. Mark Lyson from Liverpool. This is 6 3-minute rounds.
Okay, boys, both know the rules. I want you to obey my commands. If I tell you to break cleanly, defend yourselves at all times, boys. Good luck to you both.
Simple instructions from the referee there as we both get underway for the first fight here this evening on the Africa versus UK card here on Quesse Sports Friday Fight Night. This should be a good one. Marc Leach, obviously, as you said, Dom, big experience in the corner there, and Jamie Moore. He takes on very durable Simas Volosinas, and you get a lot of these very durable fighters, and it'd be good to see what Marc Leach can do for a few rounds here.
Seconds out, round 1.
Yeah, he's got to try and relax early on and, you know, get the jab working, just work behind that, trying to set up the bigger shots, if you like, but not do anything silly, and just ease into the contest and again find his feet. It's all going to be now about him just finishing off the year, trying to get what's been an inactive year out of the system and hope for better things. And to do that, he's got to just do the business tonight, however he does it, make sure he gets that W.
Yeah, I mean, he's been out of the ring, as you say, since February. Well, what's the reasons for that, Dom? I mean, is it just matchmaking? Is it just a case of maybe not getting the right fights? I mean, it's a long time for prospects to stay out of the ring. Normally they're very, very busy and trying to get the fights racked up.
Yeah, I mean, injuries and again, you know, it's been a tough time for Oliver's gym in terms of Oliver's not been in the best of health, and Jamie's been doing a lot of work with Oliver's fighters, and thankfully Oliver seems to be getting back to health. But it's you know, it's been a tricky time for the gym as a whole as well, and you know, fighters are always frustrated. They want to get out on the cards all the time, don't they? They want to fight as often as they possibly can, and it's very hard. I mean, obviously local promoters that are working with Calacoda tonight, VIP, they do magnificent work in getting their lads out fighting as often as possible. Steve Wood it does a fantastic job. So, you know, it's been a frustrating time for him, but I just want to forget this and crack on next year.
Yeah. Marc Leach just using his jab. They're trying to fill out, switches to southpaw a bit. They're just trying to work this, again, tough Volosinas out. Just got to be careful there. Kind of leaves himself open when he throws that jab. That's more about it. Just throw the jab, just get the jab moving and see what he can do here.
So yes, he's landing now. As you say, switching to the southpaw but having some success with the stiff jab. Just edging towards the corner now, coming back with the first combination, meaningful one, and he gets out of the way of Volosinas, who comes back and just trying to time up already in round 1. Again, he knows all the tricks, Volosinas. So just got to keep concentration, Mark.
When you see young fighters switch to southpaw, is that a good thing? Do you want to see that early? Is it a case of he's just uber confidence right now, he can do that? Or should the corner maybe say, okay, just, you know, on your game here, just be careful, don't play about too much?
I think he's just probably desperate to go in there and show what he can do and mix it up a bit and show off his skills, which I think he's trying to do in this opening stage, and try something new. Maybe when he's just leading that with the left, and I think he's probably trying to mix it up a bit, confuse Volosinas, who obviously was expecting one thing, and he's snapping out the punches now from all angles.
No, he is, you're right. He really is snapping out that left, even when he switches southpaw. But very good opening round for him. As you say, he's been out since February, so he'll want to just get this first round out of the way, and then I'm guessing we're expecting good things from him, sort of round 2, 3, 4 maybe.
Yeah, it'd be interesting to hear what Jamie has to say in the corner.
That's a good little left from him there. That was a really sharp check left hook.
Yeah, a decent first round for him, and they'll just want to calm him down and make sure that he just picks up from where he left off. The final couple of combinations is where he wants to be doing. He wants to be obviously not giving Volosinas any encouragement whatsoever. He wants to just keep it nice and sharp like that and snap out those combos.
You almost feel that he's going to want to try and get rid of Volosinas, and that's probably where Volosinas has probably got a best opportunity. If Marc Leach does get a bit silly and try and land big shots, Volosinas might catch him. But you can see in the opening round there, a couple of big shots to the head and body, and you feel like Marc Leach is just maybe showing how good he is here, how good he can be. Remember, he only lost his first fight, that was as a pro. Since then, he's gone on to win the next 7 or 8, so he's doing very well as a pro so far.
Yeah, his first loss, I mean, that can happen to anybody, can't it? I mean, I think Johnny Nelson lost his first 4 or 5, didn't he?
He did,
became a world champion. So
right.
again, it just shows what fortitude he had upstairs to do that. But the thing is, Bobby Jenkinson was his only defeat, but that's the only lad he's faced with a winning record.
Yeah.
So he does have a few things to prove still, obviously. But again, he's young. He's only 23. He's got plenty of time. And
he's in a good gym, as you said as well, the Oliver's gym.
He is. Jamie Moore's obviously looking after a lot of Oliver's boys at the moment while Oliver recovers from illness. But they've worked together closely over the years, so it's the same thing. It's Oliver's knowledge passed on to Jamie, and Jamie's now working with the boys. And obviously Oliver is keeping a hand in and trying to regain fitness and everything else. So yeah, it's a good, happy camp, and now the pinnacle is Carl Frampton joining.
Of course, and that's a big one joining as well. Let's talk about Volosinas. Obviously, he's got a lot of losses on his record. It's very difficult. You always wonder the mindset of these kind of durable journeymen. Are they there to win? Are they just there to survive? How do you think? What does these corners say to him in situations like this?
Well, I think first and foremost, the likes of Volosinas is about looking after himself. He wants to fight every week. He's the lifeblood of the sport, if you like. It's often said about journeymen saving shows and making sure that everybody can enjoy boxing like we are tonight. These lads are worth the weight in gold.
Absolutely.
Because they turn up every week, and they,
always on weight as well, aren't they?
Always on weight, and they can give some prospects now and again. Something to think about. As he's Volosinas now, just lunging in a little bit with the jab, but again, just giving Leach the idea that hang on a second, this fella will fire back if I don't stay on my game. But he's fought in Manchester before. This fella, he's been around the block a bit. He actually fought on the undercard of Parker Fury
Big
in
opportunity
Manchester
that was,
at the end of September. Yes, he did. He lost on points to Yusuf Safa, so he knows his way around.
Yeah. Again, good stuff here from Leach, just using his jab, just kind of almost like a feinting, not really using it anything else, just to kind of gauge the distance here, and then again switches up again, hands down. He's got to be careful with that hands down, but again I think that's just more confidence here. He kind of worked out what Volosinas can do, and I think he knows he's the stronger of the two. He's the better boxer. Just needs to be careful here, not to be silly and just get the win. Good shots to the body there again from Leach. What Leach does do well is he mixes it up a bit very well. He goes to the body, goes to the head, kind of keeps Volosinas guessing. It's not easy work this for Volosinas.
No, he's quite game. Volosinas is still moving forward though. He's trying to force Leach to box off the back foot, which he's happy to do. All the snappy punishes are still all coming from Leach, but Volosinas very much still there and trying to see what Leach has, and that's better. A decent combination, gets out of the returning fire as well, and showing decent movement in there.
Is that one thing he does need to do more? Leach maybe throw more combinations. He's thrown a lot of single shots. When he does throw combinations, Volosinas does tuck up and doesn't really know what to do. Does he need to throw them a bit more?
I think definitely, and I think obviously in a contest like this, if 6-3s, he's probably just still pacing himself after being out for a while. He's probably thinking too many combinations, and I could be feeling the heat in the latter stages. So that's probably why. But definitely, you're right. The good work is coming from the combinations.
Another bag and another round in the bag there for Leach. 2 rounds to 0. It'd be good to see or hear what Jamie Moore said in the corner in terms of advice.
Yeah, well, Nigel Travis it is who's giving the orders in there. Jamie and Nigel are a really tight team. They speak as one, whoever's delivering the instructions. Nigel is also a firefighter by trade and runs the Moss Side Amateur Fire Station Boxing Club. It does fantastic work in the Moss Side area of Manchester. So many stories with boxing
10 seconds
across the world, obviously. In Manchester, no different. The work that some of these guys do.
Yeah, and
to
the
get
local
kids off the
communities
street
as well, yeah. It is fantastic.
Seconds out, round 3.
Round C, let's see if Volosinas can make Marc work a bit. Marc's obviously been leading off here on the front foot. Let's see if Volosinas can maybe push him back a bit, maybe ask a few more questions of Leach. Remember, Leach has been out of the ring for a very long time. Volosinas, as Dom said, only fought recently, 4 or 5 weeks ago, so probably the fitter of the two. So he'd want to see if he can maybe test Leach's heart rate here, see if he can maybe make him work a bit more than he's doing right now.
Well, Volosinas certainly game. And a lot being caught on the guard.
He doesn't really shit punches, does he, Volosinas? He knows where to duck and hide and hold up close. Very experienced in that.
That's why he's such a busy boy.
You always sometimes watch a lot of these journeymen. You always feel like a lot of them could and probably should have gone a lot better with their careers. It's like that they're happy doing this and, you know, going around and taking these fights. But you kind of feel a lot of them, when they want to, they can turn it up sometimes and get the victories.
Volosinas is from Latvia. He's not going to sell too many tickets in this part of the world, so he's always going to be the away fighter. If he wants to fight in the UK, he knows his role.
Yes, exactly. And they play a very, very good role as well, as you said.
A little bit of showboating from Leach. He's enjoying himself in there now. He's finding his groove, I think.
It's more like it there. Nice little combination. Went to the body, then went to the head. Just mixing it up a little bit. Keeping Volosinas guessing here, and I think that's better work from Leach.
For the first time, our referee, Marc Licence, had to get between them and stop it getting a little bit scruffy, but that shows that, you know, the two lads have been doing the right things up to this point.
Kind of wonder if both of them might just be feeding it a little bit here. Mainly Leach. He's starting to hold a bit more than he did, and you kind of wonder, again, been out since February. This is round 3. He has been pushing the pace a little bit, so he will start to feel a bit tired. Even though it's only a 6th rounder, he will feel a bit tired here.
Always with the nervous energy, with friends and family under the lights, he's always going to feel that. And you're right, you know, there's no doubt he's just slightly tired a little bit. Interesting to see the damage, if you can call it that, to Volosinas. It's all around the arms, reddening of the arms, and you know, a little around the body. He does use his arms well to block so much of the punishment coming his way.
No, you're right. He will feel those shots on the arms as well. Leach does seem like he's packing a bit of power there, but he's so smart, Volosinas. He covers up, he moves back, he holds in close. He knows all the old tricks here. Just to get through the 6 rounds, and that's what they need to do. He doesn't want to get stopped here. He wants to get through the 6th round so he can get out in a couple of weeks again. And that's the aim for him right now, and obviously the aim for Leach is just to get the victory. So they've both got their aims here. And so far, both of them are ticking the boxes they want to tick.
That's absolutely right, yeah. The thing is as well, it's always going to be a catch-22 for Leach. Of course, if in the first round he can blow Volosinas out of here, but he needs rounds.
Yeah,
you're right. He needs rounds. So the longer this goes, the better. Even if he does want to put on a show and want to be a showstopper, really, he just needs those rounds. So the longer it goes from Leach's development, the better.
Yeah, and it's weird because I always feel for prospects as well. Obviously, every single prospect wants to have the knockouts on the record, but you don't really learn that much. You want to go the rounds, you want to go rounds against tough guys like this as well, and you learn a lot more. So hopefully it does for Leach go the 6 rounds, and hopefully he does blow a bit. But I think he'll learn a lot more than if he tries to stop and get rid of Volosinas here.
10 seconds, corners. Seconds out, round 4.
Here we go, round 4 of this 6-round fight. Remember, this is in the bantamweight division. Marc Leach, local boy from Salford, taking on Simas Volosinas from Lithuania. Very durable and tough, Simas Volosinas.
Marc, being from Salford, lots of people and lots of officialdom would mark him down as Marc Leach, Manchester. Oh, that can be a big no-no.
Yeah,
Salford
I
men.
saw it and I was going to say Manchester, but no, he's definitely from Salford.
Well, I'm sure when Marc travels far and wide, he's quite happy to say Manchester, but in these parts he's very much a Salfordian. It's a city in its own right. Just the Irwell separates them. Salford is about 50 yards from where we're sitting, just to the other side of the ship canal. So he's very much in home territory. And yeah, they have their own thing going on. You ask Jamie Moore, he'll tell you all about it.
Someone like Marc Leach, I mean, is it out of the question that they can try and get him a fight before the end of the year? Is that possible for someone like him, just to kind of get him out again?
No, I think it's very possible. I mean, depending on how it all falls. I mean, it's early November. There's no doubt about it. He could get out. He could at least get out one more time. It's just all about getting on the shows, and it's so competitive to get on those shows. I mean, obviously they all want to be on the big shows, and they want to be on the big TV shows. It's just very, very hard. And again, I reiterate, that's why Steve Wood does a magnificent job. I mean, again, all the lads buzzing about being on this bill tonight with this unique event we have. So it's great for Marc.
You're right, and it is competitive. There are a lot of good unbeaten fighters coming up, not just in the Salford area, Manchester, but further down in London, Liverpool. There's so many good unbeaten lads, and there's just not that many boxing promoters with TV shows. It's very difficult.
Well, it is, and it's a shame really when you see the success of Team GB in boxing, and you see that everybody, the world stops when the Olympics are on, and everyone backs the amateur boxers and gets thrilled when medals are won, and then but people have to follow it through. It's all right being Anthony Joshua, who's the superstar now, but
there are others.
This is where it's at.
You're right, it does start from grassroots shows, small hall shows like this that maybe don't get the coverage. And I think it's fantastic Kwesi are over here, along with VIP Boxing, giving a lot of these unbeaten guys the coverage and the chance to be seen and almost showcase their skills as well to a wider audience.
Completely, yeah.
Marc Leach, they're still switch hitting.
He's just trying to pierce that guard, isn't he? Volosinas, he's always moving, though, isn't he? He's not...
Always moving, Volosinas. You can see why he's so difficult to stop. Honestly, you can see. You don't want to risk it and throw combinations and get caught with something silly. So Marc's just got to be careful, and like you say, just work on things. Work on your jab, work on going to the body a bit more, and maybe just get the 6 rounds under your belt.
Yeah, Marc, I've just got to tell you as well, Marc being a Salford lad, he's almost certainly a Manchester United fan.
Oh, no
that's
way.
That's a real red hotbed. Because of where we're sat now, I'm sure you can almost smell Old Trafford, which is just next door, basically.
You certainly
just
can.
Looking down on us here at the Victoria Warehouse. But yeah, he's from a real red heartland.
Hence the red shorts as well that he's got on.
Yeah, it's almost not allowed to not be a United fan from Salford.
Better action from Leach there. Went to the body a couple of times in that round. Again, trying to mix it up, trying to work on things, obviously, that it worked on in the gym with Jamie Moore and that team. And I guess that's the key right now. It's what you've worked in the gym, you're going to try and obviously show that you can do in the ring. And so far, so good for him.
Corners.
Yeah, I think overall his team are pleased.
Seconds out, round 5.
You can normally get a lot of the Manchester football lads. They've always supported the boxing, haven't they? You've always seen like the Rooneys and the Michael Carricks, who I know are at the foreword for your book that you've got coming out, $1 Million Crawler.
That's a nice plug. You can carry on with that.
Plug
Thank
there,
you, Addy.
Thank you very much. But no, they always do support the boxing, don't they? A lot of the football lads.
They do. I mean, it's the funny thing, isn't it? The boxers are all football fans, and the footballers are all boxing fans, and then you
all
just
working class.
Yeah, absolutely. You just wish that the boxing had a little bit more of the cream.
Yeah.
That the football has. In terms of all the money and the TV and everything else and all that goes with it. I mean, Michael Carrick. He's in awe of the boxers. Yeah. And this is a guy who's captain, he's Manchester United captain, he's been England captain. He's in awe of these lads and how they live their life and how they train and how they fight and they do what they do. And yet they don't earn a fraction of what Michael Carrick. And Michael Carrick would be lads like that and lads that love their boxing would be the first to say, it's crazy.
It is crazy, the gap in there. I remember Wayne Rooney carried out Ricky Hatton's belt in Vegas. I remember that as well. And it's a Manchester Man United derby, that one, but it shows that the support that I guess everyone has for Manchester boxing.
Yeah, and that's what I mean. The rivalries are very blurred when it comes to boxing. It's, I think it's just everyone gets on in a different kind of a way. But yeah, you're right. Rooney's a huge boxing fan. And,
absolutely.
I mean, you look at Rio Ferdinand now.
Yeah, Rio Ferdinand's going to try and give it a go.
Give it a go. Not quite sure about that one.
Is it going to be a one-hit wonder like Andrew Flintoff, maybe something like that?
Well, I can't really see it being anything else, if it happens at all.
If it happens at all, there you go. Nearly a minute left in round number 5 here. Almost kind of a mirror image of how the rounds have gone so far, really. Marc Leach pushing the action, but Volosinas just so smart, so defensive, moves out the way, lands the odd shot here and now and again, keeps Marc guessing, but Marc just very comfortable here.
He's trying things as well. You can see that he's been in the gym and he's got himself in shape, and he's desperate to try a few of those things, and that's why he's switching, he's moving around, and now he's just trying to entice Volosinas to show him something so he can exploit the gap. And again, he's in no danger, and he doesn't fear anything coming back. Volosinas, as game as he is, you know, he hasn't landed anything meaningful or meaty on Marc, and he knows it. So I suppose the initial unease or wariness or fear factor is gone, and he's enjoying himself in it.
How difficult is it for someone like Marc Leach or any other one fighting a journeyman like Volosinas, where they just don't leave you any openings, no gaps, no holes, they know exactly what to tuck up? How difficult is that?
Well, this is the thing, and that's what journeymen do. They tend to frustrate prospects who can't get the successes they want, because they think, hang on a second, look at his record, he's lost 68 fights, but why is it I can't get too much success? Well, it's because he's had so many fights, he knows his way around the ring, and records are very deceiving.
Yeah.
For all the reasons we spoke about. You know, Volosinas is fighting for his livelihood every week, every other week, but he knows what he's doing. You know, if he starts banging out all the prospects, that phone's not going to ring.
And that's it really, isn't it? It's very obvious, you're right. If he starts doing what he could possibly do, that is it. Final round coming up for round 6. Remember, this is the opening fight for Kwesi Friday fight. And a local fight between Marc Leach, a local man from Salford, against Simas Volosinas from Lithuania. Marc Leach has been at the ring since February. Hasn't fought since February, but he's almost like a comeback fight for him. Just getting the rust out. He's in a great gym in Oliver's gym with a great corner as well. Jamie Moore in that corner, so he's got loads to learn. He's doing very well so far in his comeback fight against this man here, Simas Volosinas, the very tough Lithuanian that's making it hard for him, making it difficult, mixing it up a little bit.
10 seconds, corners.
But so far, every round to Marc Leach, and we expect him to win this one quite comfortably.
Seconds out for the 6th and final round.
We're going to final round, round 6. Marc Leach in the red and white there, the local boy from Salford. Simas Volosinas in the black and white from Lithuania. Marc Leach winning every round so far. Just maybe might try and put an exclamation mark on this performance and might see if he can get the stoppage, but might just also just go the full round here.
Yeah, he's bound to want to try and step it up now and see what he can do this final 3 minutes. Really, everything he's doing is fine. There's no doubt whose hand is going to get raised about anything spectacular happening in these final few minutes. So I think just keep the job that he's doing, and just as we mentioned earlier, just enjoy getting the rounds under his belt.
Is this exactly what the corner of Marc Leach would want? Just get the 6 rounds and almost like you say, get the rust off him and just maybe win this and then come out again maybe in a few 3-4 weeks? Yeah,
definitely. Jamie and Nigel in the corner there, that's exactly what they'll be thinking. Yeah, look, good job done. You've got some rounds under your belt, you've got a bit of frustration out of the system, you've looked good against an awkward guy, and he has looked good. He's had it pretty much all his own way, of course. So yeah, it's an absolutely job well done. He's 23 years of age, you know, he's probably still to find his man strength, so he's had 2 knockouts so far in those 8 wins. This stage, that's not too bad. It doesn't suggest that he's got astounding power, but he's 23. He's still going to beef up a bit, so the power, a little bit more power will still come.
Will he be disappointed with this performance? I mean, you know these Salford lads, you know, hard as nails. Would they be disappointed? Would have thought that he could have got the stoppage?
Well, I'd certainly hope not. I mean, there's no reason to. He might feel that, but you know, and everyone wants to be someone to stop someone that's durable and make a statement, but. You know, I think for every other reason, again, you know, just like the journeyman doesn't want to bang out a prospect, you know, a prospect doesn't want to look too good because then he can't get fights unless they're journeyman. So he'll want to start stepping it up and, you know, down the line look at titles, and it's going to be tricky for him. It's going to be tricky for him to get matched.
I dare say a lot of boxing politics there.
Yeah, exactly. Everyone's playing the game, aren't they? You know, he's doing very well. This is a good performance as far as I can see, and I'll be interested to get Jamie's thoughts afterwards.
No, you're right. It's a very good performance. I mean, he has mixed up very, very well. And I think he should be very happy with this performance as well. against a very, very tough and durable opponent like this. A guy that really does tuck up well, and he's tucked up since the first minute of the opening round, and he's doing exactly well. Lands a little sneaky body shot there as well. Just say, I'm still here. I'm not going anywhere.
He's tried that chopping left as well. You know, he's trying to keep Leach thinking. There's no doubt about that. So he's, you know, even though he has tucked up for most of it, and he's been happy to take the punishment and take his bombs. You know, he's getting the odd little thing to think about. But that's a decent little 6-rounder to start our event tonight.
I agree. Yeah, it's good to see. Full 6 rounds as well. It's good that a local lad started as well. That's what's more impressive. A local guy from Salford, as you say, just a few minutes away, started the performance. And I think it's a fantastic start for this Africa versus UK boxing showdown. That was more of a UK versus Europe showdown right there. But Africa versus Europe coming up. And that was a good win for the local lad there, Marc Leach, who I think was one. Obviously, results coming up, but I think he won every single round then. I'll be very, very shocked if that's not the outcome. Looking at some of the action from earlier in that round, he landed some good shots, did Leach. Again, it was difficult, obviously. Volosinas holding on a lot, grabbing a lot, but he landed some good shots at the same time. Look at it. Let's hand over to our MC, Mike Pass. He'll give us the final decision.
Ladies and gentlemen, after 6 hard-fought rounds of international action, referee Marc Lyson has scored the contest 60 points to 53 points for your winner. Hailing from the superb city of Salford, England, Marc Appreciation, please, for the winner, Simas Volosinas.
As expected, comfortable win there for Marc Leach in the end. Referee gave it 60-53, so that's every round. One judge actually. Yes, that's every single round he got there. So good win for Marc Leach. And as I said, hopefully he gets out very soon again. We're going to go for a quick ad break, and when we come...